Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're going to be doing a greenhouse tour, but since I got a lot of plants going on right now, we're going to have to start up on the patio. So we're in my patio where I have all my overflow plants because I have the screened in plastic all the way around. It keeps it probably about 10 degrees warmer in here than it is outside, plus the wind doesn't beat up all the plants. So let's see what I have in here as overflow. Jarody. Okay, so my overflow plants are peppers for one. We got a bunch of extra peppers here because last year my peppers were real slow to start, so I wanted to start extras and early ones just in case I had the same problem. Now I can pick the strongest and I'll get the best chance of early peppers. Over here I have some herbs, which is basil, sage, some lettuce leaf basil, dark opal basil, blue spice. I think there's another kind of basil in there. I have some more herbs here. This is mainly thyme and mint and oregano. This is some more basil. I got two trays full of basil. I don't know why I have so many basil, but I wanted to grow a bunch of different kinds of basil for filler and bouquets and stuff. So over here I have my gourd that I'll be making into a birdhouse shortly. Got a Cleveland pear tree waiting to go out after the frost. New blueberry. Some tulips waiting to go out. Some gold rider Leland cypress. And tomatoes. I have way too many tomatoes. Let me see if I can fix this lighting situation. There. Can you see better? Look at all those tomatoes. They're literally falling out of the cups. These cups have been a major problem for me. I can't stand using those cups because these tomatoes, I know I got my tomatoes way too big. Like, I get it. But they're horrible holding round cups into square rectangle trays. I'm going to do something different next year. But these are my overflow plants sitting with my trees and such that need to wait until after last frost to go out. Here's another tray. This is chives, some triple curl leaf parsley, and some rosemary. Swing you over here. Hi, puppy. Always waiting for his ball. So yeah, I got some more trees. I got a weeping bald cypress, green Japanese maple, blood-good Japanese maple. This is a red hibiscus. Those two, I believe, are both red hibiscus. One might be yellow, but I'm pretty sure only one's alive. And then this is two black Niger willows, or something like that. They're some type of black willow. They don't split as easy as the weeping willow. And this is a purple fountain beech that just started. Oh, see, now I'm too bright. There we go. Alright, this just started to break dormancy. It's been pretty slow. I was actually worried about it. But you can see these big leaves down here at the bottom are just opening wide up. Nice really terracotta red color. But I'm glad to see that thing is alive. I got that from my dad for Father's Day, so it's good to see that thing survives. Now, for the actual greenhouse tour, come on, puppy. Gotta get puppy's ball. And we'll go see the actual greenhouse. Cold frame, doing great. My ramp bed is really filling in now. I'm glad to see those snapdragons survived the winter. Got the irises in the back and everything's looking lush. Can't wait to fill that in with some wavy petunias and put some color in there. Puppy, you wait in the shade while I look at the greenhouse. Now it's been pretty windy, so I have a bunch of straps on the greenhouse to hold the panels and the door in place. It's a nice day, but it's still pretty windy. We had gusts about 30 miles an hour yesterday, and I was in the greenhouse plugging away at some of these flowers. I'll show you those first. I've been starting my flowers in these little 3x3 square pots here, which I need something like that for all my plants next year. But I start all my flowers in here like this, and then I plug them out into the 72 cell trays or the 48 cell trays, whichever one the flower needs. In this one, in the back there, I have 40 burning bush, and then 6 pumpkin on a stick, and which is the type of eggplant. Use it for fall decorations once it dries out. Looks like a tomato while you're growing it. It's an ugly plant really, but it's a really nice decoration for bouquets and whatnot during the fall. And then the rest here is superhero spry marigolds. And then here we have some zinnias, marigolds, and in the back I'm trying to get some portulaca to start. I have a few germinated, but I don't know if they're just really slow or if they're not germinating. They might have dried out in the hot days we had. Here is some Cracker Jacks marigold, and some zinnias in the back. Then I have some more marigolds. That tray right there is my extra cucumbers, zucchinis, and squash. And here are my main cucumbers, zucchinis, and squash. I got them up potted into the 9-ounce cups, and they're really taking off in there compared to the extras. Right here I have some sorrel and endive, which I guess I could probably get that out here soon. And then I have some tomatillos, some cherry tomatoes, and some Rutgers tomatoes, and then I have my extra jelly melon and potato cucumber there in the back. Next tray up here, I have an extra Brussels sprout that needs water, just tucked in there deep. Yeah, it's in the red cup. But then there's also some extra peppers still in that tray there, mixed bells and whatnot. And let's see, let's just keep it down here. These are beets. I sowed these out in my square foot garden video, square foot planting. So go ahead and look out for that one. I'll plug it up above. And then I have a scarlet runner bean right there. Some leeks ready to go. I think I got 3 fennel, which is nice. That's nice. I should probably thin that fennel out. Yeah, I should probably thin that fennel. I'm not sure. I've never grown fennel before. And then these are all Jaguar Marigolds. I like marigolds. We're gonna have a lot of marigolds this year. Over here we have the snapdragons and 2 penstemon. One of them's actually blooming. Look at that. Pretty red bloom on the snapdragon. Those are getting ready. Here I have some jaguars that are ready to be plugged out. Look at this carpet of petunias. Look at that. I sowed these so I could plug them out, and they look like they're in need of plugging out. They're just saved seed from last year, so no loss if I only get half of them. Now this big one is a castor bean. It's probably ready to go out as well. Or maybe be up potted. And then in the back there I have some butternut squash on the right and some crimson watermelon on the left. Those can be thinned out as well or up potted. Those were for the sale. I have some more penstem in here that, yeah, it looks like it's just starting to germinate. Those are my extra onions. I'll find a place for those. These are my Tokyo bunching onions for salads, for succession sowing. I'll keep plugging those in as I go. And then here are all my herbs for the garden. These are my herbs. Everything else you saw was extra. Here I have breaking, but this is my mustard and all my extra greens, Georgia collards from my square foot garden planting video. That's the extras from that. I'll still put them out in the landscape. They're not going to go to waste. I'll put them in filler in the plant beds. Right here are my main crop of peppers. So I started these when I thought I should, so they're a lot smaller than the backups and the extras, but they're still doing very well. Right here is Easter peppers. Those are ornamental peppers. I don't think you can eat those. Maybe, I don't know, but they're colorful. And then I have 12 banana peppers, some mixed bell peppers, some Cali bell, and some jalapenos. The other half of the tray is my more basil. This is my main crop of basil. This tray needs some water. Give them some life. They're looking a little limp. I got the lettuce leaf, I got the dark opal, got the cinnamon basil, that's the one I forgot to say earlier, blue spice, and lettuce leaf. I think there's one more. I can't. Spice globe. Yes. Okay. So I got a lot of basil. I don't know. I don't know why I have that much basil really. This is my main crop of tomatoes. So I'm growing white Tomassol, yellow pear, geranium kiss, green grape, Rutgers, pineapple, and a lot more. You're just gonna have to subscribe down below and follow along to figure out how many tomatoes, different types of tomatoes I'm growing this year. This pack here is some Poblano peppers. I got those separated out, so I have 6 of them growing up in that cell. And then I have at least, let's see, I have 4 artichokes coming up. Look at those big leaves. Little barbs on the end of those leaves. I also have more red and white bulbing onions right there. Way too many onions. Right here is some African daisies. They're doing amazing. And then I have Tokyo bunching onions behind that, and a tray of tree cabbage. I got 4 tree cabbage, Cabadinero tree cabbage from I got them from a seed company, Rare Seeds. And then this is the tray of gherkins. Now it might look different from the last time you saw it because I had to cut them all way back. It got into a crazy gherkin jungle and everything was tied together. It was a big mess. And then I put them outside to have them harden off, and they fell over, so all the cups fell, and I had to sit there, untangle everything. It was like a horrible Christmas lights situation. But either way, I had to cut them all way back, and I think they're better for it. So they're a little bit more manageable now, and they're still looking healthy. Down here you saw the flower trays. This is one tray that I'm germinating at the moment. I got the cover on it to keep the moisture because they might take a little while to germinate. In the back I have, I don't know, giant larkspur is the first set of 12. And then I have regular larkspur mix. I think it's a kaleidoscope mix. I have coleus, a bunch of coleus, and I think that's actually starting to come up. That's the first thing to come up. Then I have 24 cells sown with coneflower, echinacea, purple. So hopefully these start germinating here soon. I densely sowed them. As you can see with the coleus, there's a lot of them sown in each cell. So I'll be plugging these out and putting them into their individual cells whenever they start producing their full cotyledon leaves. Down here on the bottom tray, I don't think I showed you, those are my cucumbers and zucchini and squash. But I also have some nasturtium back in there and some more tomatoes. I think those are my San Marzano tomatoes back in there. And then here I have some hollyhocks in the front. I have some purple tomatillos. They're actually going to flower right now. I have brandywine tomatoes, some atomic grape, Brad's atomic grape tomato, Aunt Molly's ground cherry, and another ground cherry. I don't have that one labeled. I have to look at my seed packs. But I got ground cherries, and then There's a valerian in the back there, and I have garden huckleberry. There's a lot of variety. A lot of those ground cherries are going to be going into the food forest to make that look like a nice lively area while I'm waiting for the berries to really take off. Now this big heaping pile spreading out of the front of this tray, about ready to bloom, I already had one bloom off of them, is the Calendula. This is Calendula officinalis, and I also have Ball's Calendula, but none of that's coming up yet, I don't think. Or yeah, that is coming up somewhere. Oh, right here. That's coming up right here. This is the Calendula Balls officinalis, and there's also some vinca or salvia there on the end, and the vinca's right there getting covered up by the Calendula. I don't know which one's better to say, but I had a piece of grass in there. That's the officinalis. Sorry, that's the balls. That's the officinalis. And I started the officinalis earlier, that's why it's a lot bigger. Here we have petunias. I think this is the Parks Double mix. This is Parks Double, and they're starting to bud up. Right beside that is gazanias, which is a nice short flower, but has a nice big flower head for a short plant. Here is bunny tail grass, nice little soft seed heads. And then in the back there, I believe those are all Jaguar Marigolds. Yep, those are more Jaguar Marigolds. We definitely like marigolds here. So I believe that's about everything in the greenhouse at the moment. Yep, we're sitting at 71 degrees, and it's about 50 outside, 54. And that is the greenhouse right now. I'm gonna have to bring everything you saw on the patio into here tonight because we're expecting a frost. But one more thing I wanted to show you. Haven't got to use it yet, but I made myself a new dibber. This thing is the old end of a shovel, and then it was made into a fire poker. So it's all charred up on the end. I gave it a nice sand down and a new coat of poly. Marked an 18-inch mark on there, and that'll be what I'll be using to do some planting this year. So keep your eye out on that for some later videos. Alright, so that's what the greenhouse is looking at right now. I don't know if you think it's a little messy or not, but that's how it is during this time. It's actually, I think, pretty organized. That's me. Alright, so that is the greenhouse. I'm going to close the door, keep that heat out, or heat in and the wind out. There's Puppy waiting on me. If you'd like to follow along, go ahead and subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I put out a new video. Me and Puppy are going to go play some golf. You can see us on the next one.